Hello everyone, in today's video we'll be talking about aliases. What are aliases? Aliases are nicknames, and for all our commands we can give nicknames to them such that we can just easily type those nicknames and it will execute the entire length of the command, meaning that the command and the options that we may specify. In this example, we're going to be looking at the use of ls with its options. First off, let's explain some of the options that we're going to be using. Now, if we say ls-l, L means long listing, A means list all files, hidden and regular files, non-hidden files and hidden files. And we could also say that we wanted to list these files in by their dates, by date modified, and then we would specify T for that time. Okay, so we press enter and that displays our files for us, and files and directories for us in time and long listing and all files. The ones that start with dots are hidden files. Now, how do we add aliases? Now, that command may be too long, or for whatever reason I don't want to type that command the way it is. Then I create a nickname for it, or an alias. So all I need to do is to type the keyword alias and what the command, what the alias is, which is a nickname. In this case, I'm just going to be saying the nickname for my alias is going to be LL, and that will be equal to the real thing, which is ls-lat. So, and then I press enter, and that's that. The alias has been added to my current instance of bash. Now, to see what aliases are in my instance, I do alias-p, that is to print all aliases, and we can see that my alias is ll equals to ls-lat. Now, to change this or to update this alias, all I need to do is just to type the same alias and a different command. So I can say ll equals to, in this case I just do an ls without any options, and I press enter. If we check, we see that this is the case. It has been updated from lat to simply being ls. Now, to remove aliases, we use on alias. Now, if we do an on alias of our ll space and we do our alias-p, we see that ll is no longer one of the aliases we have. It's also possible to add our aliases to a certain file, a certain hidden file in our home directory. This file is named bash.rc, and because it's hidden, it is going to be having the dot in front of it. So let's take a look at this file and see what it contains. I'm going to be using Vim to do that, and we press enter. Now, before now, I added an alias lo that does a listing of our files and directories in reverse order of time, and I nicknamed that lo. If I did an on alias for lo, it would work. However, let's just do the on alias for lo first, and then let's list what aliases we have left. and then we see that hello is gone. Now bash rc is a file, it's a script that is executed every time you have a new instance of bash. So if I were to open a new instance of bash by coming to favorites and going to terminal, and then I have a new instance of bash, because the lo alias is in the bash rc file, if I do aliases -p or alias -p to print all aliases, you will see that lo is back here. So for persistence, it is better to put our aliases in the file bash rc, so that even beyond our rebooting, those aliases are persistent. Because all the other aliases you add within a particular terminal, once you exit that particular terminal and you open another one, you're not going to have those aliases. So for persistence, it's better to put it in the bash rc file. Now, it is also, so in order to remove it, instead of doing on alias, then we would have to remove that line completely from the what's it called now, from the bash rc file. So if we go into the bash rc file, say using vim .bash rc, and then we did a dd to remove that line, and press escape :q to quit. No, not just to quit, we want to save and quit, so use x, and that's done. If we now, you note that already we said hello was possible, it was an alias, so we say if we still want to check, we can still check, and we see that hello is still an alias in this particular terminal, in the second terminal. Now if we open a third terminal, because we've edited the bash rc file, if we tried to check our aliases and we did an -p, we see that hello is no longer an alias. And if I restarted my machine and going from there onwards, hello is not going to be one of the aliases that we have. Okay, and that's because we permanently removed it from the file. Okay, so these are the various ways to manipulate the aliases that we create and remove from our Linux operating system.